Bulletin Man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Padres Talking Padres, your favorite podcast hosted exclusively by real fathers.
Well, it's dedicated for fathers.
It's dedicated to the fathers and the Padres. My name is Jay. With me are my friends Jerry and Jack. Gentlemen, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. No game to have to watch tonight. Just got to relax.
Stress-free.
Well, I mean, stress-free in that the Dodgers clinched the NL West tonight. So
what a shocker! I mean, that's good. That's good for baseball that they've won it 13, 18 straight
Well,
times.
yeah, I can't complain or be salty about it because we had every chance to win.
Oh yeah.
The
No, I'm just saying when people say it's good for baseball, I'm like going, well, no, it's not.
Who says it's good for baseball? I don't think anybody says that's good for baseball.
Well, Dodger fans number one, but there's
Dodger fans, but everybody else.
Jeff Passan at the beginning of the season. There was multiple sports writers.
Verlander's brother.
This is good for baseball.
Okay,
Ben Verlander.
This is where it's like, and this is you're older, both of you, but you gotta influencers on the internet. You just gotta take what they say with a grain of salt. They're just paid by the MLB or whatever thing is paying them to share an opinion. And also
they get pay me and I would do it.
No, you know what, Jay? Believe it or not, being older, I actually did know that. So
well, good. I'm glad. But even people like Blake Harris or whatever, he gets paid the more engagement he gets. So he's gonna say things that are inflammatory that get people to respond to him. So it's
we know the story. We know the score.
Yeah. But that's what I'm just like, okay, I don't care if they're saying that. I'm saying real baseball fans. I don't hear real baseball fans outside of LA being like, oh, it's good for baseball.
Well, the guys at MLB,
you do wonder though, because the players seem to think that that's good for baseball too. Of course, that's because of the money coming in. There was a very interesting article about the upcoming negotiations. I know that's more of an off-season topic, but you know, obviously the players, you know, they don't want a salary cap. The owners want one, and you know, they say that's the red line. So obviously the players like it because they don't want any restrictions on their salary. So touchy subject for them.
But you know, if you had the other teams having to pay more, if you had a floor, wouldn't it balance out?
Well, that's the problem. I mean, within that article, there's, I believe they said 11 teams that are losing money this year. So
how many?
That's the problem.
How many teams? I'm sorry, I missed that.
11. They said 11 teams are losing money this year.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's some accounting that goes with that because they always have the appreciation of the asset, things like that. Mm-hmm. But the reality is that's not good. If you're an owner, you're like, okay, yeah, I know I'm in this long term, but I'd kind of like to make some money as I go along too. And you know, we could go over the merits, and Jack has done it very well over the years. It's like you got to put money in to make money. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's very well known that nobody has the purse strings that the Dodgers have. Not even the Yankees, not even the Mets. Nobody has that, and therein lies the problem. You know, when you don't have equal revenue, don't have equal, you know, because the revenue sharing is a joke.
Yeah. Well, you do have I don't want to be mean when I say this, but you have stupid fans from a certain market that say, well, they're billionaire owners. They can afford it. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just billionaires on paper. They don't. They
my assets.
You can't absorb $100 million of losses every year. They're not going to do that. But you got to start wondering, because you know, we've all been to Padre games, and they're very expensive. They're putting a good product on the field, so people are going to keep coming. But eventually, because I look at the NFL, I mean, they're talking about new contracts, and to watch the NFL, you have to have like 16 subscription services to watch every game, because you know they have Amazon, they have Netflix, YouTube, and the list goes on and on. I mean, eventually people are going to say, "All right, I'm done. I'm done."
Yeah, absolutely. You're just going to be nickel and dime to death, and then
and you know, I thought that though, Jack. I mean, it's a great point, but I thought that back in '82 when they struck. You know, I mean, I really thought, okay, now we've hit the point where people are going to put up with it anymore. And come opening day, I remember being actually ticked off at people because, hey, at least on opening day, you, the fan, have an opportunity to show in Major League Baseball, the owners, the players, were not happy. What happened? They packed it, you know. So You keep thinking that's it. I know for me, it's like as you guys know, I very rarely go to a baseball game. I'd love to go to more baseball games, but I'm just not willing to put the money down. And I keep thinking the same thing, Jack. It's not that I'm arguing your point. I'm arguing your point. It's like, when are we going to finally get there where people, family of four, Jay, you just went to a Padre game while you're here, and it's like a $200 and $300 investment, easy.
And that's and the parking at these stadiums, like $75. I mean, every sport is ridiculous. But anyway,
let's not make it into a pure gripe fest here. But I did want to just look up the cost of cable, say circa 1990, and adjust it for inflation. So in 1990, average cost of cable was $16.
Yeah.
And if we adjust that for inflation, it's a whopping $39.66 a month. Yeah. So way more than that now.
Well, more than that. Well, who's to blame?
Yeah.
All the people said, you gotta cut the cord. You gotta cut cable. You gotta cut it. So now I'm thinking that these people were paid for by Netflix, Hulu,
probably
Amazon, and because I said, let's cut the cord. Now we're trying to go, do we need this service?
It's more nuanced than that. You had free money. You had people just pouring money into stocks because interest rates were really low. But you shifted that, and now they can't afford to pay. It's a lot more nuanced than just.
No. People said cut the cord, and what happened? And now every month you're going to know.
Why did the price go up?
Well, look, guys. Like you said, let's not go gripe fest. The one thing I will say that the cable industry, or whatever you want to call it, has expanded the what you can view. I mean, so there is a cost to that. We can't expect to get more. I mean, I come from the era, same as Jack, when we used to never get a Padre game on TV ever the whole year. And then we went to, I can't remember where it was, but we went to like a 20-game package where it's like, oh, you get to see 20 games.
Hey, the Padres are on next Tuesday.
And it was free, free, as Tammy would make me do, free. But
it was free.
We're very fortunate. We can watch 162 games of the Padres. I mean, I consider that worth the price, so to speak. And
absolutely. I pay the $120 a year, whatever it is. Yeah. Okay, but I guess getting back to the point, because we've been meandering on a little bit. The whole thing is around if they can do a salary cap and ideally a salary floor. The Dodgers, the big bad Dodgers, the Yankees would give up their TV deals early, and then they could all just go into one MLB TV pot, which Rob Manfred publicly spoke about, which is, I think that's something to be interested in, without like being guarded about or anything, that he wants all of the MLB under one umbrella by 2028.
And that ain't going to happen.
I understand. Yeah. But I'm saying there's a lot of negotiation that has to happen. And I don't foresee the players giving up the cap. But if that becomes a thing, that's where, to Jack's point, that's where you become the NFL, where there's parity because everybody's sharing the same financial pie, so to speak.
Yeah, again, 66% of the revenue that the NFL teams get is from television.
Yeah.
66%. Each team gets the same 66%. The rest is like ticket sales was 16%, and it just goes down from there. Ticket sales are like, that's just gravy. But you're getting 16. I mean, they're getting like $450 million now per team because they're so. I mean, I get it because they got all these different contracts.
And that's where I see the vision. And again, I'm not a Manfred fan or an apologist whatsoever, but I see the vision, or at least a longer term vision, where I think they've made the game more entertaining. They've shortened it. I think you're getting a more youth viewership. I think John Boy's a big part of that too. And I think there is momentum to get to a national TV deal or TV rights that I think solves for a lot of this, because even the Dodgers and the Yankees have to realize whenever those crazy TV deals are done, they'll never get those again either. Like those deals are gone. And you just got to hope you keep them as long as you can keep them. But anyway, all of that is to say, Dodgers are the AL, not AL, NL West champions. And
So they play the Phillies, right?
No.
They'll play the last wild card. So we're going to Chicago more than likely. It would still take a decent stumble, because if the Mets beat the Cubs tonight, we'll be one back. Now
it's 3-0 right now.
That makes it pliable, or excuse me, two back. I'm sorry. That makes it pliable that we could get there. But yeah, it's still, the Padres would have to run the table, and the Cubs would have to lose 2.
Yeah,
so,
I gotta be
lose tonight.
I gotta be honest. If the Padres, it's like, okay, are we better off? Sure, you'd like to have home field advantage. You'd like to have the games played at Petco with the energy and the crowd, but do you risk? Okay, we're gonna do Pavetta. We're gonna put our best pitchers this weekend, and you don't get it. Or you go into the playoffs.
That's where I think, luckily, you have 2 Cubs games before we play our next game.
Yeah, I was about to say, jump in. The Cubs play the early game on Friday.
Yeah.
So if they were to win tonight, if they come back and they win tonight, and they win on Friday, you already know you're done. Yeah, you're done. So,
but if they lose both,
if they lose both, now to your point, Jack, I think you keep playing to get the home field advantage.
Yeah.
As long as it's realistic, But
And frankly, I thought we were going to get swept by the Brewers, considering the lineups we were putting out for those 2 games when we won the series. So it's kind of, you never know.
I mean, Tatis is supposed to come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do we ever find it? Is it COVID that he had? I know he had some kind of virus
or some respiratory something or another.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's smart to keep him away from the team, and
it's
hurting my fantasy team, but that's okay.
Now you always wonder if he had to come back from Chicago with it, so I was worried we'd have an epidemic, because it's like, okay, yeah. I mean, once you're sick, you're like, okay, that means you already had a chance to pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the dugout and everything like that. Luckily, he plays the outfield.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the bad news for the Padres is the ongoing saga of injuries for the year.
Sure,
is the loss of Ramon
Laureano.
Man, that hurts.
Yeah,
it hurts because it's a right-handed bat.
Yeah,
and doggone it, it just really hurts.
Who's going to replace him?
Bryce Johnson. I hear Bryce Johnson against lefties.
No, we get to pick someone else up. So is it Campusano? People are saying, bring up Campusano.
Oh God, please don't. Come on.
He's got great numbers against the Cubs.
I don't care. No. We got who we got. No. Please no. Please.
Because I put in our Discord, I said, because O'Hearn's hitting now and Arise is hitting now. I said, man, and Sheets has been hitting. I said, man, Schilt's going to have
hasn't been hitting.
Yeah, Sheets cooled off again.
Sheets
way off. Last 15 games hitting 120.
Well, he'll come back.
I think you gotta hope that Bogey can get his form back as best as he can.
Yeah.
Defensively, he has got the fountain of youth, because this is his best season playing. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he looks good playing defense.
Yeah.
And really that Arise, he should have, I don't know, I feel like that should have been caught, his throwing error that he got the other day. But no, if Bogey can come back and get strong, and the thing is, like, O'Hearn he's gotten homers off of left-handed pitching. It's just going to be tough because the Cubbies are going to start with 2 left-handers, 2 strong left-handers, and they got 4 left-handers out of the bullpen. So they've got the arms to counter us.
Yeah, but I don't worry about it a whole lot. I'm not going to downplay the Laureano thing, but fact of the matter is we still got a very strong lineup. You're going to have 5 lefties, but I'm just not as big on the lefty righty thing. I think good hitters are going to hit. That's the bottom line. I'm more worried about Tatis, dragging down, but I'm not super worried about that. If I see him Friday night, I'll feel better. If I don't see him until Saturday or Sunday, I'll start getting worried. Like, okay, how long is this going to?
Well, if he comes to the game at a walker, then I'm gonna be upset. A lot of these guys, they hit lefty righty. It doesn't matter. Now Imanaga's just been tough. Forget the lefty righty. He's been tough on the Padres. So the question going around, and I talked at length with my buddy Michael today.
was, man, Arise sure looks good leading off. I'd like to leave him there. And I've been telling you guys all year, I'd rather him lead off and Tatis further down the lineup. And I know you guys advocated for Tatis in the leadoff spot, but I really do like Arise leading off. I think he is pickier. He's taken at least 3 or 4 walks since he's been leading off.
I'll give him this. He has been walking more.
Yeah.
Since
it sets up a left right. I mean, you can go Arise, and then you can go Tatis, and then you can go Merrill, and you go Machado, and then you got O'Hearn. I mean, you could just, to me, it just goes, it flows, and I just think it'd be better for both parties. But I've been saying that all year long, and I doubt if it will change, but that's my opinion.
I think Toddy's good in 2 spots, 1 and 4. And so if you go Arise 1, I would go Arise 1, Machado 2, Merrill 3, Toddy 4, O'Hearn 5.
I just always hate putting Tatis and Machado that far down the lineup. I mean, one of them's got to go down there if you
got Machado at 2.
But the way Merrill's hitting, you got to have him in the top 3.
Exactly.
So I'm saying you can say that about 4 different guys. That's the problem.
Sure. That's what I'm saying. If you want to go left, right, we have more lefties than righties, so that kind of balances it.
But I have no problem with the bottom of the lineup being, having Hearn down at 6 or 7 because it gives you some.
That's why I like O'Hearn at 5. If you're going left, right.
Yeah.
Because so to me, like I'm indifferent to it. I think Arise has been hitting better even before the leadoff for the past couple days since Toddy's been sick.
He's had a strong September.
Yeah, but he's been batting second. Now you're talking about he should be.
But I'm just saying in general though he has
been.
I think over the last 30 days he's hit like 340. So,
exactly. Yeah. Much better.
Again, this is it has to be the most he's walked all season.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't walk.
I mean, times it's been great.
Well, I think he's just like a lot of the players, guys. Let's be fair. I know Arise has been kind of a hot topic all year long and everything, but
hot topic.
Look at Sheets, and then you look at Machado. I mean, Machado doesn't look all that great, right? I mean, I had the grand slam, but I mean, 0 for 4 to strike.
Golden sombrero yesterday.
It's just that's baseball, man. Sometimes you catch guys at the wrong time or the right time, and that's why you got 9 guys going up there and hoping that 4 or 5 of them get hot and it can carry the other guys at that certain time. I think that's the thing with Arise. He just had a bad streak there. The guy's still hitting 290. I mean, I know it's not typical Arise, but the guy's still hitting 290. So it's kind of hard for me to kind of get on him a whole lot.
I think it's fair to get on him because he just doesn't have any slug behind it. So 290 with no slug,
well, to me,
walks has not been what you need, right?
My thing's not the slug.
I don't need slug from him, but you need to be batting 320 or 330.
But to me, it's the fact that he swings at everything, and
he statues and it's right down the middle.
Yeah, I hate this. I got to be honest. I know Mark Grant likes the statue. I hate the statue. But I hate this. What happened? I know he's going to do it. That's the worst part.
Well, what happened when he swung at a good meat pitch? He hit a home run.
Well, I don't expect him to hit. He's not big enough to hit home runs.
No, but the thing is, though, he's got the same slug, and I'm like, I don't care about the slug, but he's got the same slug as Jake Cronenworth. He's got the same slug as Xander.
But what does Cronenworth have that Arise doesn't have?
He's got a lower average and a higher on base percentage. I'm just saying there's give and take to everybody. Not everybody's not going to be the exact same animal.
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah,
I love Arise.
So,
I love Arise. Again, I don't want him to. I don't look for him to be signed next season, but that's something we can talk about later on. But he's great baseball. He's fun to watch. He's got to be a great teammate. I would love to play with him because he's a fun teammate. It just, to me, if I'm a pitcher, I've said this 1,000 times, I don't throw him a strike.
Exactly.
Why? He's gonna swing at it, and that's his average. He'd probably be hitting 340, 350, 360 if he would take the walks, because then people would have to throw him strikes. They have to throw him strikes. He has great back control. He get more base hits. That's my.
Don't get me wrong, guys. Obviously, you got Preller on your side because he said a preseason. He said we'd like to see him take some walks. So
it's not. And to be honest with you, it's not just him.
Yeah.
When they go through those stretches where they can't score, I'm like going, where's the? We talked about it last week. Where's the bunts? Where's the taking the walk? I mean, it just gets frustrating. But anyway.
Well, you're alone on that one though, because all I see on X is, oh my God, the bunts.
Oh, I know that. I've got done arguing with people. People go, oh, bunts are BS. I go, well, the object is to win the game. Nobody looks back on, if you win the World Series, they go, hey, they bunted 5 times. They shouldn't get. There should be an asterisk next to their World Series. The job is to get on base, and I think like Jerry and I, we grew up in an era. Jay, you part of this. Bunting, sacrificing, stealing bases was all part of the game. Now they're trying to bring it back with the stealing bases and stuff like that because they realize, okay,
it's boring.
It's exciting. It's exciting when you see people stealing bases.
You can blame Billy Bean. So
yeah, and I look at Merrill too. I go, is it because he's been hurt all year? He's got 1 stolen base. The dude is fast. I know he got.
Well, that might be coach's orders.
Yeah.
Okay,
he's been in an injury.
We need to be healthy.
I get it, but I'm really. on my fantasy team, I'm really hurting with stolen bases right now.
I really do believe that we don't know anything when it comes to the clubhouse. All I know is all you had to do is watch that celebration, the extended hugs that the big players gave Schulte. Tells you just a whole lot. They love playing for that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they love playing for that guy. So
again, there is no manager in the world that you're not going to agree with when you're watching a game.
Met up 6-0, by the way.
You're just not going to. I mean, there's Dick Williams. I would go, God, that guy sometimes, and and Bruce Bochy. I didn't like some of how he used the young pitchers and their arms got torn up. I mean, I was like Kevin was.
Man, I can't believe you dissed Bruce Bochy. Wow, Jack. Wow.
Well, I'm telling you, there's Kevin. Was it Kevin Walker, a left-hander? He kept bringing him in, and the poor kid's done after that because his arm was toast.
Man, this has been recorded, right? Yeah.
I don't care. Bring it on. See, again, but there's some managers you look at. Okay, this guy is not. He doesn't have what it takes. I mean,
Tingler, Green.
Yeah, I mean, you could go on. I mean, love Jerry Coleman, but Jerry Coleman just his players. He was old school.
He knew it. He did 1 year and out.
Yeah, his play. When Raleigh Fingers is bashing you, then you've done something wrong. Even though I liked his stealing bases and stuff. Well, but the Padre fans, I think the most fans are complaining are the new fans, the ones that have been around here since 2020. And hey, we've had some success. Last year we thought we were going to win the World Series. I really thought we had a really good chance to win the World Series, and we did. Yeah. And it didn't happen. And this year we've been pretty consistent. But there's people going, "Oh, we traded our starting pitching. We did this. I go, we're in the playoffs again. Yeah. How can you complain?
They did. Even the night we clinched, I texted you guys and just said, I can't believe it. I go into X and I see the celebration, and there were 3 comments about Schilt and God, we gotta get rid of this guy kind of thing. And you're like, oh my gosh.
I didn't see it till 3. I went to sleep and then I woke up at 3 and saw we won, and then I watched. I
will say it is a privilege. I am enjoying the privilege of being a fan of a baseball team that has playoff and World Series expectations because.
It wasn't always that way.
My wife Colleen, she grew up on Long Island in New York.
Long Island
family is on her side, immediate side, are Yankee fans, and then her grandfather.
They've had it so rough. They haven't won a World Series
No, but I'm just saying, like, and Colleen and I have been together for 18 years, and so
it's been that long.
And I go to New York a lot. I hang out in New York a lot, and Yankee fans, like, this is just how Yankee fans always are. They're complaining about Aaron Boone. They're complaining about relievers that are generally pretty good, but they give up home runs every now and then, and just like it is for years, for most of my life, I was just like, oh, sure, complain, but look at you guys are like perennial playoff teams and have a chance to win the World Series. I would just kill for that, and now I don't mind all of the complaining because that's something that comes with your team being in contention year in and year out. It's just
worse. You get your Frank the Tank could be a Padre fan,
right? Like, look at that guy, that poor soul.
He's gonna have a heart attack.
I don't know how he has teeth left, to be completely honest.
Well, it's funny. The other day they won, and he was very calm. I go, I can't watch this, Frank. You're boring me. I like it when you lose. You know who we're talking about, Jerry?
No,
Frank. Oh, he's a Mets fan. Oh my God.
When they lose,
he just goes ballistic. It's
I don't know how much of it now is like.
I think it's a bit. I think it's what keeps him on Barstool and all that stuff.
Yeah.
How he makes his money,
but they're incredible. They're incredibly epic. But he breaks his glasses and bites this thing. I don't know. Anyway.
No, I think it to me though, it's the constant whining, complaining about the lineup and Schilt and this guy, and it's like. I really think it comes from people who are naive about how hard baseball is, and that it's 162 game grind. I mean, it's a grind, and
I know.
I think I told you guys last week, when we were talking about with 60 games left over, I had a group of friends I was talking to, and we were talking about it. I said, so just picture this in 60 games. A really good stretch would be 35 and 25, but that's 25 games. You're going to watch them lose and go, oh man, if they could have done this, if they would have bunted him over, if they would have got a fly ball right there, if he would have not walked that guy. And I said, but that's baseball. So
but here's my counter.
You do have to kind of step back and enjoy the victories and not be so overwhelmed by a loss. I mean, that game yesterday, the guy just pitched great, man. I mean, we lost 3-1. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't hit.
A 3-run home run was stolen in the first inning.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that.
Oh, Bogey. He like.
Yeah. It wasn't like a way over the fence. He was at the top of the fence. It would have gone over.
It was dead center. It was the deepest part of the park.
I was talking about the catch, though. The catch was good.
They had an MLB network on the radio, so I was driving all over the place.
Anyway, the counterpoint I would have to that, Jerry, is that I understand, like, just be thankful for what you have or whatever, but also like complaining about your team is like every baseball fan's like God-given right, and the fact that we're complaining about us wanting to win, I would say is a million times better than complaining about, hey, we suck again. Oh no.
Hey, they just traded everyone away for a bag of balls.
Player. Yeah, exactly.
And they're not even.
I guess it's always about levels. I'm not disagreeing with Jay, and I'm not that naive either. That that we don't get a little frustrated with a particular game or things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just hypersensitive about the lineup thing, because to me just the unbelievable amount of time that has been spent by Padre fans on the construction of the lineup since, I don't know, back in May, it's just been this ongoing thing about the lineup. It's like, hitters are hitters. And if you only get 3 hits, I don't care what the lineup looks like. If you only get 4 hits, I don't care what the lineup looks like. So to me, it's really hard to sit back and say, oh, the construction of the lineup is why we're not the NL West champs right now. No, it's the players performing.
It was a combination of things. It was there for the taking.
Yeah,
and we just couldn't do it. I mean,
pitching went bad at times. Sometimes the guys didn't hit. Sometimes injuries got in the way. We lost. You think about how many of the guys that we've lost in our lineup.
Yeah,
and before we made the trade, we couldn't afford those injuries. No. We really were devastated when Merrill went down.
Yeah.
I mean, that one hurt a lot. And then, then you get Bogey going out, and Cronenworth was out for a while. Mm-hmm. And, these were at a time when we did not have the extras that we
didn't have a bench.
Yeah.
And so even now we're a little bit fragile, because now we just lost Lariano for the playoffs. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but it looks like we've lost him for the playoffs. I know they're saying first round, but come on, he fractured his finger, for crying out loud. I don't know how he's going to swing
back way sooner than I thought he was going to come back.
Yeah, but it took Bogey 30 days.
Sure. Old school baseball, you rub some dirt on it, you go back up.
Lariano, I just like he's like cut off the finger. I'll just play without it. Like
he's Ronnie Lott of baseball. Just cut it off. Cut me,
that
Mick. Cut me.
was brought up. I was going to ask you guys what your thoughts were. Again, my friend Michael brought up. He goes, "I'm going to run a theory by you. This is my theory. I think Lariano's finger was already hurt, and he was just playing through it.
Yeah.
Because if you watched it, all he did was swing, and it's just hard for me to believe that.
And he has been struggling the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and he said the same. And I said, well, remember our rise last year with the thumb?
Yeah.
Remember, he tried to play through it. It affected how you hit. I mean, hitting's hard enough, but when you got, finger or thumb or something like that, that's aching, you just can't take the great swing that you normally would. So,
and nothing's worse when we've all played sports, and when you hurt your hand, I broke my left hand once, but when you're swinging a bat and you're hitting that, the sting is just like, you could see Rise last year. He would just be in pain, but he sucked it up and played. I kind of agree with that. I think because he hasn't been driving the ball like he was when he first got here. So maybe he didn't he run into the wall or something? He did something.
Yeah, I don't, and it could have been something just minute, but the bottom line is just watching it. It's like, okay, I've seen some weird injuries, but man, all he did was take a swing, and you could just see like, like my hand hurt,
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I don't know if if he didn't already have, or even he might not have known it, and it had already been fractured a little bit, and they just completed the job, so to speak.
Yeah,
but
I did that with my foot. But you're talking about fans. Try being a Detroit Tiger fan.
Oof.
Yeah.
Rough. I mean, they're probably in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. We were Padre fans during a devastating 20-something innings. So
yeah, that's true. I'm just saying you're up by 12 games.
Well, I don't
now
know.
You're fighting.
Is that worse? Is that worse
than going over 24?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, in 2010, the Padres had a 10-game lead and ended up losing. The Giants went on to win the World Series. That one, it's funny because all season I'm kept going in 2010, going, they're not that good. I don't know how they're this far in first. And then when they lost, I was kind of upset. But
here's the question for both of you individually. Jay, you started off. Do you think that this team is better suited for a long run than last year's team?
Okay, before I answer that, I'm going to say, did Ramon get hit by a pitch? Maybe, but I don't recall.
I think he did.
But not on his finger, I don't think.
I thought he got hit in his hand.
He did get in his hand, but it wasn't the index finger, I don't think.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay. I think this one. Okay. With one caveat, I think this team is more deep than last year's team. With one caveat. Last year we had Joe Musgrove until his arm blew out. I feel like if his arm just could have held on for like 2 more weeks, I think we win the World Series, because he starts that game, not Cease, in the bullpen game, and Musgrove would have shoved against the Dodgers and would have given us a better chance to win that game than we had.
Yeah.
So you think the depth is better on this team?
I think so.
Let's get the depth out of it. How about the starting lineup? If you had last year's, you had Profar, you had Higgy, you had you had a bench of Solano and Peralta. Basically, I think everybody else is the same.
Yeah.
This year you got O'Hearn, and you don't have Lariano. It's maybe an unfair question because Lariano's now hurt and everything, but
Kim got hurt last year. Kim wasn't in the playoffs.
Yeah, Kim didn't play the playoffs. Profar was he was out of steam by the playoffs. Peralta had a decent playoffs. Solano was MIA.
Yeah.
So I think it's relative.
I think we had better starting pitching last year.
So I think that's the big difference.
I think that is 100% difference.
Darvish was when fourth in the Cy Young last year. He was dealing. Now, don't get me wrong. He had a horrible set against the Dodgers.
Oof,
and look, I don't blame him because he manned up and stepped up for the 4th game, because you would have asked him. He probably didn't want to pitch on short rest, but he knew somebody had to.
Right.
And he did, But
should have done a bullpen game.
To Jay's point, if Musgrove would have been healthy last year, I think, it gives us. I mean, you don't know for sure, but
yeah, you got shut out the last 2 games, so it's kind of hard to win no matter who you had shoving.
It's a different vibe when you have Musgrove. Like I feel like the team, because we were down 8-0 by like the 4th inning of that elimination game. Like
I think with
blown out of the water,
not elimination game, the 4th
or
game.
the game where the Dodgers put up
was 2-0. Yeah. I think, but with Musgrove, like you're saying, he's the glue of that team. He's like Manny. He's the guy. He's been in the clubhouse. He didn't have to be. How many pitchers show up every game and go on the road and all that stuff with their team when they're not playing? It doesn't happen a lot. And
I think the big thing though you guys are pointing out though is if Laureano's healthy, if Tatis is healthy, if Bogaerts is never was off I would say this team is much stronger than last year.
Agreed.
Offensively, yes,
but they're not. That's the problem, and I'm very reserved in how far we're going to be able to go here. I just only because the pitching depth isn't what it was going into last year.
Because Darvish was healthy going into the season.
Yeah, you had what you needed. I thought you had Cease, you had King, you had Darvish, you had Musgrove. That I knew that with those 4. We would never have to worry about who's getting a day off. Yeah. It's like you got those 4 all the way through.
Mm-hmm. And you could even argue
this year. You could almost make an argument that, and I'm going to. I think you start off with Veta. I think you go to Vasquez next.
Well, let's talk about that. I do want to bring that up.
Well, I want to do one thing though, and you can even argue the bullpen was better last year because we had Adam last year in the bullpen, and you had
Scott wasn't Dodger Scott,
and you had Tanner Scott who pitched great, and he's been wonders for the Dodgers.
He's doing great.
Yeah. But you could argue, I know we got Miller, but the way Tanner Scott pitched last year, I mean,
I still take Miller.
I would still take Miller too, but
I'm even compared to last year. I'm just saying, I know Tanner Scott was money, but Miller's like 0.95. Yeah. That's even better.
But not having Adam has hurt the team. Sure. Getting Morgan back is going to help, but still have a great bullpen. But Estrada,
look at the 2 trades that we made, guys. They've been negated because Adam goes out. Now Miller basically, for all intents and purposes, is replacing Adam, so to speak. And now Laureano's out for the playoffs. It's like those were the 2 big pieces of the trade the trades that Preller made, and so it's kind of negated that. Now, don't get me wrong, we still got O'Hearn, in there, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, doggone it, this should have been our year. I think if we stayed healthy this whole year, I think we blow away everybody.
Honestly, that's every team. The only team going into the playoffs is with like a whole head of steam is the Mariners, and
the Dodgers.
Well, the Dodgers
they're losing.
They got everybody back.
Will Smith isn't playing, is he? And he may not play in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm just saying though,
it's terrible.
It's a good one, but I'm just saying their starting pitching is ridiculous.
Their starting pitching is amazing. It's incredible. And you do want great starting pitching going, but their bullpen has been shaky. I mean, last year the only reason they won was because of the bullpen.
It's they've got the flip thing, right? Last year they didn't have the pitching, but they leaned on their bullpen and it worked. So this year they don't have a bullpen. It'll be the true example of like what's better between the two. We'll see. Okay, let's get on track here to make sure we have enough time to cover everything. Let's talk about playoffs.
Talk to me about playoffs.
It is going to be the Padres and the Cubs. Who is home is still to be determined. But we know it's gonna be Padres Cubs starting on Tuesday. And the question that I think Jack was getting to, or I think all of us a little bit was getting to, was the setups. How are we setting up the pitching? So I think Schultz said Pavetta's game 1. Let's say game 2 is an elimination game for the Padres. We win or go home. What is your starting, like what's your approach to pitching that elimination game? Jerry, something you already had an idea, so you go first.
Well, so mine was predicated on the Padres winning the first game.
Oh, okay. So elimination game, what do you do?
Yeah, elimination. You always put your best guy out on an elimination game. Whatever you got, so it's going to be King. I mean, I look. I can have my own opinion. the reality is that I will be shocked. I will honestly be shocked if it's anything but Pivetta and Darvish.
On game 1, game 2, Darvish
Yep.
for game 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't leave Darvish sitting on the sidelines. The guy's a proven. He's been there. Yeah, I'll be shocked. I won't be as shocked if it's King, but I'll still be shocked. And that's predicated on the fact that King is still rounding into form. I know he looked better last time out, but you can't afford that right now.
What about this tweet here? And I don't think it's fair because I think he pitched a damn good game, that elimination game that we lost 2-0.
Darvish was money.
Yeah. Oh, he pitched money.
He has started 6 postseason elimination games, and he is the winning pitcher in 0 of them.
Yeah,
that's not always a fair.
Well, if the Padres
not fair.
You give up 2 runs in 7 innings,
I know. I'm just saying, there's a thing. Okay, so you say Pivetta game 1, you game 2,
and to your point with Darvish, and I don't know the facts behind it, Jay, but one thing we do know about postseason, if even with 5 or 6 starts, if you have one really bad one, your ERA is going to be so bloated, that it's not, people, oh, well, look at that. And it's like, yeah, you kind of have to see what it looked like all 7 games. Plus, the second part is that's spread out over how many years. Mm-hmm. If you really want to get down to it, what has he done recently? And to me, the only one recently that I know of is the way he pitched in an elimination game last year. So yeah,
2 bad pitches.
Okay, Jack.
Well, this is a tough one. Like I said, I've been saying this for about a month now. I think Cease is the odd man out, and you put him in the bullpen. I think he's going to be a bullpen guy. Maybe you piggyback on him, maybe because King, if King has to go game 3, he doesn't have the endurance built up yet. So maybe he goes 5, and then you bring Cease in, and then you have Miller there and Suarez. It depends on how. Obviously, you got to win the first game.
Yes,
and I think Pivetta gives us a good chance to win that game.
Even though he's been giving up the long ball more recently,
he has. But
is the wind blowing in or out?
Yeah, we don't know. If the wind's blowing,
either way, he's pitching. But that is a big.
To be honest with you, if the wind's blowing in, that favors I think the Padres.
Oh yeah, no doubt
because we don't have the power. Yeah. Playing in Petco would favor the Padres, I would think. Yeah, it's a tough one because, like I said, Vasquez looked great and his fastball's up. His fastball's up was up like 3 miles an hour. They were saying. I like Vasquez. I don't know why people. I mean, it must have been killing Schilt. Okay, he's gone 4 shutout innings. Do I take him out yet? No, I'm just kidding. But,
well, I think the other thing that's brought up is to kind of add on to the question, Jay, is look at your bullpen. Mm-hmm. So you set up with Pivetta. I mean, that's a done deal, right? We're not even worth talking about. He's already said Pavetta's going to be the guy. Yeah. But you sit there and you go, okay, for game 2, which starter probably has a chance to go maybe 4 or 5 solid innings and then hand over to the bullpen?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a legitimate question because your hope is with Pivetta that he goes the strong 7 and you really don't have to get real deep into the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big factor because then I get to game 2. Do I necessarily need to start Darvish, who's probably got a better chance of going 6 or 7 than maybe King right now?
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, earlier in the year, I would have laughed at myself for thinking that I wouldn't put King at number 1 right off the bat,
right?
But let alone number 2.
Yeah.
But I'm still worried about, and I guess he's got one more start, whether or not they still start him. I think they will. He probably will only go 4 or 5 innings because they don't want to wear him down.
Yeah. Right.
But I think a lot is predicated on how he's pitching on that day.
Because that'd be a good test because the Diamondbacks are a great offensive team.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be a great test for him, I think. People in the chat.
What's your thought too, Jay?
I think I'm kind of with SD fan 44. If we're in game 1, go bullpen game for game 2. I think, and maybe not a bullpen game in name only, or maybe in how it actually shakes out.
What I don't like about the bullpen game in game 2,
what if you
win
lose?
Game 1? Then now you got to go game 3. Okay, now my bullpen's exhausted.
Yeah,
but it worked for the Dodgers. They threw out bullpen games every other day.
You know, it's been said, and Schilt actually has probably said this himself. You know, the whole rest thing is out the window when you get to the playoffs. There's so many days off that you never play. You know, more than 3 games in a row. In fact, I think the 3-game series is the only time you do play 3 games in a row. You know, so
you have travel and you have everything else.
I'm with I don't like bullpen games. Number one, and number two, we've got a starting staff that doesn't justify needing a bullpen game.
Hold on, let me finish my thought though. I'm saying like some type of piggyback kind of thing where I would go.
That's why I say you got
King, Cease. Maybe they do 3 innings each or something. Then you're already 6 innings in, and then you just have a normal bullpen back in 7, 8, 9.
I think managers are wary of it. I'm not saying that it couldn't work, but they're very worried about guys coming out of the bullpen that have been starters.
Or you start Mason Miller for the game for 2 innings. Then you go Dylan Cease for 3 innings. He's great for 3 innings. And then you go King for 3. That's the game, 3 innings, and there you go. And then you
okay. And I don't like the idea, but could you imagine Miller being followed by Darvish?
Oh my God!
It kind of reminds me of old
104 to 60.
Old school when you used to have Nolan Ryan and then Joe Necro would pitch after him.
Yeah, exactly. And then J.R. Richards in between.
100 miles an hour, and then you get a knuckleballer.
Is it Mike Scott they had there too? Yeah, it's. I'll be honest with you, it's not the decision I want to make.
Yeah,
but I think starting Pivetta first is good because he is an innings eater. And if you can save the bullpen and win that first game, you can have an option of a bullpen game.
It also works out well, guys, because if you start, you're going to start Pivetta. That's Tuesday. If they get out of this, no matter what, the next series starts on Saturday. Mm-hmm. That's almost natural rest for Pivetta to pitch game 1 too.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
I don't think that's part of the decision making, so to speak, but it just happens to work that way.
Sure.
And so I think whoever you go 1-2, you could go 1-2 again if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the next one's a 5-game series, and so you kind of want Pivetta for game 1, then you want him for game 1, and then game 5 if you need it. If not, then you go to game 1, the next series. So that sets up well. And look, we're not going to be in the same situation we were last year. We do have 4 very qualified starters that we could put out there. I'm not so worried about who we're going to put out there, because you're going to have a pretty early pull if somebody's struggling.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've already seen Vasquez and we've seen almost all of our pitchers pulled after 4 innings if they're not going during the regular season. This is going to be even quicker than that. If they're giving up 3 runs in the first 2 innings, they're probably bringing in whoever you haven't used, which is. But I think for now, Jack, I think you're right. I think Cease for the playoffs at least. You put him on the roster. You say, okay, you're our long relief, and maybe you say, you know what, if we get through this, you're game 1 of the next series. I mean. That's always a possibility.
Depending on who,
because there's a lot of decisions to me to actually be made on who comes in on the roster.
It'd be against the Brewers, right? We get by the Cubs.
Correct.
Yeah.
He pitched pretty well yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Actually, that's not a certainty, guys. No.
Oh, it's not a certainty?
How's it not a certainty?
If the Dodgers lose, we play the Phillies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd rather not play the Phillies.
Yeah.
Okay.
If whoever it is, it's the Mets, the Reds, or the Diamondbacks win, and they beat the Dodgers, we would be the 3 seed, and they'd be the 4. So.
Oh, I didn't. I forgot that it reseeds.
I forgot about that.
Are you sure it reseeds?
That's not a reseed.
Because I thought the brackets are set.
No, I'm just saying it's 1-2 versus 5-6, so it would be 1 versus 6 and 2 versus 5.
I'm gonna look it up. But anyway, let's see playoff brackets.
Look it up.
Because I didn't think we were reseeding. Because this is where? Sorry, we go. So in this scenario,
Oh,
like, even
well, then I guess I got it wrong because I thought that the number one seed played I think they're just putting the picture up there, but I'm pretty sure it reseeds.
I don't. People in the chat. Does
anyone
it
smart out there other than us?
Well, I'll ask.
Does MLB postseason reseed?
One seed plays the weaker seed, because last year it was mixed up because we played the Dodgers.
No, the Major League Baseball postseason does not reseed. The
bracket does not reseed. Okay, my bad. Hopefully nobody was coming here for exactly. Okay, so we play the Brewers then. And you know what? I got to tell you guys, I think that sets up well for us.
Absolutely.
And this is not speaking ill of the Brewers. They're a really good team, but they're more like us.
Agreed.
And
we took both series from them.
Yeah, and they just don't have the big power. I don't say they don't have power, but they don't have the big power that Phillies and Dodgers.
Correct.
And look, if LA gets through, I'd love nothing to see one of those guys get eliminated. I wish they could both be eliminated. Right. I guess I'm rooting for the 6th seed. I mean, obviously, because that way we also get the home field advantage. But I got to tell you, I mean, those two teams can give us problems. They're big slugging teams, and they don't have to be that on to win. They just hit bombs.
Yeah.
Schwarber owns us, absolutely owns us. Harper owns us, absolutely owns us. And it might be better to play the Phillies this year because there's no Zach Wheeler, although Nola's back and pitching well. They also have Sanchez. They have Suarez. Okay. Yeah, so. They still got great pitching, but Zach Wheeler being gone obviously hurts them a little bit.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, as a pure baseball fan, Phillies LA sounds like a pretty exciting series to watch.
Oh, it's perfect.
That would be a really good series. I mean, those are two really good teams.
Let them beat each other up.
Yeah, I think that would be a good matinee to watch. I got to say,
I am rooting for, if the Mets do get in against the Dodgers, I got to root for the Mets.
I can't stand the Mets.
I can't stand the Mets, but I hate the Dodgers.
I'm indifferent to the Mets. I don't really care. But
I say save Frank.
I am kind of indifferent because it doesn't matter to me whether I got to listen to the New York media, constantly, or the LA media. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, right. It doesn't matter. Okay. So Padres playing the Cubbies. Final predictions. What do you think? Because we're not gonna have a show until after. Well,
yeah, till after the series.
Will it be after this? Like, will it be a day game for the Thursday game?
I'm predicting that if it's in Chicago, will be the day game.
Okay, so maybe the next time we're here, it's after.
And I'm being honest here. LA is going to get the prime time, so we're probably playing a day game no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not going to put LA on the day; they're going to put them in prime time.
And that's fine. Whatever. They're going to be at home, so they're going to be West Coast anyway. So
no, that's what I'm saying though, bud. Yeah. They're going to split them all up so that you can see them.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you that LA is going to get the prime time game.
Oh, especially against the Mets.
If it's in Chicago, it doesn't even make sense to do it later.
Yeah, it'll be the day game.
Okay, so what are we saying? Do we say just what do we?
I think it's gonna be tough. I think I don't want to make a prediction. I'll say it. I don't want to make a prediction because I think it's a tough series. I think this whole thing is going to be tough. I won't be surprised if it's 3 games. I just won't be surprised. I'll be more surprised if it's only 2. Either way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So my prediction is it's a 3-game series. There's my prediction.
3-game series, and you don't want to say who's going to come out on top. Okay.
I can hope.
There's only been, I think, 2 3-game series. Padres had one of them against the Mets, and we ended up winning that one.
Yeah, we won last year against the Braves.
Last year, Braves we won 2. We didn't even go to 3 games, but
but I mean, we won both of those 3-game series. Yeah.
Okay, Jack.
I think we only played the Cubs once in the playoffs. and how did that go for the Cubs?
Yeah.
I think
are any of those guys still playing?
I don't know. We can bring
rest in peace, Ryan Sandberg. Rest in peace. Rick Sutcliffe still hanging around.
Bring Gossage back. Rick Sutcliffe. Who wouldn't want to play in San Diego? You. Let's see. Yeah, still not better. San Diego fan said it earlier. 44 said it's the offense. If the offense can click, if Tatis, who's usually pretty good in the playoffs, and you get Manny going, Rice seems like he's hitting, or Hearn seems like he's hitting, and Merrill, who I think is the key to this team. He brings the energy along with Tatis, and he's hitting now. He's hitting home runs. He's going the opposite way. He looks like Tatis of last. Not Tatis. He looks like Merrill of last season.
Yeah.
And if you get anything from Sheets and Bogarts, having Bogarts back, I think is huge. So if the offense clicks against the Cubs, we beat them.
Okay, there you go.
Because I think our pitching is better, especially the bullpen is better than the Cubs.
Just a quick comment before you get there, Jay. Just a quick one.
Okay.
Merrill was hitting yesterday, and I couldn't help but notice he played, I think it was like 105, 110 games, something like that. Mm-hmm. And he had 16 home runs and 62 RBIs. And if you take the 50 games, whatever he missed, and you just kind of extrapolate it, I'm thinking that's 25 home runs and 90 RBIs.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good for a
with gold glove defense and 1 stolen base.
Yeah, and you kind of get caught up in the numbers are slight, but then I started doing the math. I'm like, dang, I mean, that's a pretty good 25 homers and 90 RBIs. That's pretty good.
It's a good sophomore slump.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Jay.
All right. I also think it's going to go 3 games, hopefully, but we come out on top. And I agree. The offense has to wake up. This has vibes of 2022 for me, where we kind of went, it's like, hey, at least we made it. We're out Tatis, maybe something will happen. And lo and behold, we kind of went on a little run that got snuffed out by the Phils. But, we kind of shocked a lot of people where they didn't expect us to win against the Mets. They definitely didn't expect us to win against the Dodgers. And something exciting happened. And you never know what the postseason. So I just got a little bit of magic maybe. And then they pull it out for the win.
And we do have pitchers on the roster who have a
lot of playoff experience on this team.
Of playoff, and they can rise to the case. I mean, if Cease gets a start, I mean, he's pitched better.
The Cubs have been in the postseason. Is it 20?
It's been quite a few years. The other thing that even though Adam is gone, the depth of this bullpen, we know as fans. Just give us 5 innings. Give us the lead in 5 innings, and I feel really good. It's not perfect, but I feel really good about our chances.
And remember, Estrada was let go by the Cubs, right?
Yeah.
I do not put Estrada in a high pressure.
Yeah, he's worried me lately. I mean,
he's struggled. He's definitely
13
struggled.
home runs as a reliever, and I haven't looked at the stats, but he's probably only got about 60 innings. That's not a good ratio.
No.
Yeah.
And it started after the again, people say the Dodgers broke him, which I think might be true. I mean, he just
I think so.
2020 was the 1-game playoff thing, so
and that was in It wasn't 1 game. It was a 3-game playoff. It was that was the COVID year.
I thought that they had to play the 1 game and then go to the 3.
There used to be a play-in game.
No, I know that. This remember this year they had like 8 playoff spots or something crazy like that.
Oh, because it was a short season.
It was a short season. And it was a 3-game set because the Padres also had a 3-game set. We won against the Cardinals.
Yes.
Remember. And beat Mike Shelton
with the placards in the stands.
Yeah, but exactly. I was there. I was in the.
Jay was at the game.
I was at Petco Park during the ALCS.
Yeah.
But anywho,
well,
funny
let's
enough,
hope that let's all cross our fingers and hope our Padres make it through this.
Real quick, who was pitching for the Cubs? One of the people pitching for the Cubbies in 2020? You, Darvish.
Yeah.
So I just feel like we got. I don't know. I just see what happens. We'll see what happens.
They should. I'll say this. They'll probably be close games.
Agreed. Hopefully they're good games. All right. One last kind of non-playoff news to send us off into the sunset. Tomorrow will be the last game with our current City Connects. Bios con Dios.
I like him.
I like him too. I know you hate him, Jerry.
You know why I like him, Jerry?
You hate fun.
Because I don't like him.
Because that's part of it. It brings in money.
I don't
They're
care.
very popular.
You care more about the money than I do, Jack.
I
can't.
money
They don't.
why? Because I want players.
They don't even remotely come close to my beloved brown and gold. That's
I
my
agree.
biggest
Brown
thing.
and gold's the thing. It's
I've never liked them, and I never will. So yeah.
Well, you can rest easy knowing after tomorrow, Jay,
I'm-
you're gone
yeah.
forever.
Well, there's going to be a new
Saturday
one
may be the happiest day of my life, Jay.
next week.
new,
I mean, next year there'll be a new one.
New Padres City Connects will be revealed next
my
spring.
green screen's blowing it.
Yeah, it is.
Just don't make them like purple and pink,
well,
or you know.
I'm trying to say something. Just let me say the damn thing. In the San Diego Union Tribune today, Joe Musgrove, who has seen it, says the design is going to be more clean and a little more basic. So definitely what I'm hearing there is a little more Jerry.
There you go. There you go.
That's what I was saying.
Hey, I own who I am,
these
Jay.
jerseys
I own
to
who I
Morning
am.
Jerry.
That's who I am.
I like this. I like
It's why
this.
we
Look.
love you. It's why we love you.
I like this look.
That's
You know what I would like even better than this
what
is if I had my All-Star hat. That would be
you're right, it's
awesome.
right, you know,
I got one.
Fly to San Diego and give it to you. All right, friends.
Where'd Jack go?
Can we have that the whole time?
No, I just put it on because I said this will be good.
Ever the optimistic, she still says 3 games, but does the Padres win?
Well, she said 3-3 last week.
She did.
Yeah,
she was.
I think Jerry said 3-3 last week.
So everyone did. We did better than that, didn't we?
Yeah, we went 4-2. Did I say 3-3?
I said 4-2. I'm pretty sure.
Well, there you go. All right.
I thought we'd sweep the White Sox, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So next year, that's one thing we need to do, Jay. I know you're never here, but we need to keep track of our right and wrong.
Good call.
Yeah.
I nominate Jack to get a little whiteboard and just put it.
Jack cheats. Jack
he
cheats. No,
does
he
cheat.
can't do it. Yeah.
I won't cheat. Actually, we could keep track of how many correct wins we have.
Well, we put it in the Discord. Why not just Oz or whoever just put it in the Discord?
Yeah.
I'll make a channel just for this show, and then
I nominate Oz to keep track for us.
Yeah.
Oz never did.
Oz is our faithful fan. Oz.
Dog. Come on, dog. You got to do it, dog.
Got that dog in him. All right, that is gonna do it for this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe.
And see you next week with smiles on our face.
Or like this.
Or like, it'll be the most dramatic thumbnail ever if we lost. All right, we'll see you all next time. Hasta luego. And goodbye.
Bye.
Arrivederci.